June 7, 2023 at 3:20 p.m. and 57 seconds. I continue to write. At 12 years of age, I was sexually assaulted by my 14-year-old paternal Uncle V. Uncle V later became a child prodigy. He was the first person to lead the projects on a baseball scholarship and eventually was selected to be drafted into the California A's. Unfortunately, Uncle V became a cocaine addict while attending training camp in California. And later in his years, he died at the hands of a drug dealer. Uncle V was like a brother to me because we practically lived together in my paternal grandmother's home, the same duplex from my very first memory. Uncle V and I loved to play the dozens, which was a game where we just ranked on each other, talked about our mamas, daddies, talked about our facial features, the color of our skin. You could call it a neighborhood game because everyone in Wayne Minor Projects played the dozens. We also played open chess, my Uncle V and I. Open chess was a game where, once again, as we're passing each other, something happens. Except this time, you punch your enemy square in his or her chest with all of your might and then yell, "Open chest!" Meaning that you let your guard down, which allowed me to punch you in your chest and try to knock your wind out. We swung with all of our might and landed center mass, sometimes knocking the wind out of each other for real. I had a powerful left, thanks to my Uncle R, who taught me the art of the empty hand. Uncle V and I loved to play the concentration card game, where you would flip the cards over and try to match two books. The one who matched the most cards would win. He taught me this game, and I ended up being the student that conquered the teacher. Uncle V also challenged me to memorize all of the mascots on every football team, and I did it. We were always competing against each other. We were just 2 years apart, born on the same day. We played baseball, we played football, we wrestled. I was the only girl in the group, and I hit just as hard as the boys, and sometimes even harder. Uncle V and I busted up grocery store shopping carts for the wheels so that we could build skateboards. I taught him how to repair his bikes because I had learned that skill from a Panamanian named Mauricio Fuentes when my family and I moved to Panama. Uncle V was afraid to flip cartwheels, backflips, somersaults. So he would often just spot me as I practiced doing my backflip off the dirty mattresses that we pulled out of trash cans in the projects to flip on. Uncle V taught me how to do the two-step slow dance, Kansas City style. Again, Soul Train was our favorite dance show. Unlike my maternal uncles, my Uncle V, my paternal uncle, taught me how to dance after each and every Soul Train show. We made it a point to make sure that we had our grandmother's home cleaned so that we can watch Soul Train on a Saturday morning and pretend that we were on the show dancing. We practiced every move and we were pretty good at it. When Grandma D, my paternal grandmother, took us shopping, we would select patterns and materials in the similar styles of the Soul Train dancers because that made us feel important, recognized. We felt like we could conquer anything when we were dressed in our duds and dancing like the Soul Train dancers. Uncle V and I also built model guns. I taught him that. We busted up Grandma D's clothespins. We used rubber bands and pop bottle tops and duct tape to create our handheld pistols. We watched other cartoons just like my maternal uncles. The cartoons that Uncle V and I liked to watch the most were Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, Popeye the Sailor Man, and the Looney Tunes. Uncle V was my uncle brother. We did everything together. We were not only siblings, rivals, we were best friends. But one day, after cleaning the room, doing our chores, my Uncle V and I were supposed to start watching cartoons. But this day was different than any other day before. Because when we were wrestling this time, Uncle V was more aggressive. We slept in the upstairs rooms right above my grandmother's master bedroom beneath us. My twin bed was on the left and his twin bed was on the right. Up until we were about 9 years old, we bathed together. My grandmother wanted to save the water. But now at ages 12 and 14, there was something very different about my Uncle V. After we finished cleaning up and preparing to watch cartoons on this particular Saturday, we started to wrestle. My Uncle V played, so he actually played entirely too much. He tortured me as well in the same playful way that my maternal uncles did. And it was all fun and play up until this particular Saturday, when in the midst of us wrestling, he began to squeeze me tighter and pull my underwear and pull my pants and my underwear down. I was a tomboy, so I wore t-shirts and jeans. And he began to pull my pants down, and I saw him reach in his crouch and pull out his penis. I froze. I didn't know what to do. I was still traumatized by my maternal uncles teaching me to go and jump on top of my baby Uncle L and causing him to scream and cry. So when Uncle V pulled out his penis, I couldn't even speak. I couldn't scream. I couldn't cry. I just froze and subconsciously drifted into that black hole. I felt trapped in darkness, and I don't know how long he did what he did to me with his penis. But at some point during his motion back and forth between my legs, I snapped out of that black hole in a rage, in an angry rage. I pushed him off of me and I screamed at him and I ran out of that room and I ran downstairs past my grandmother's master bedroom. I took a left around the stairwell to the kitchen area and I was raging and screaming. I can't remember what I was saying at this point, but I do remember raging and screaming as I ran out that room, ran down those stairs, and ran towards the kitchen. I grabbed the biggest knife I could find, a butcher's knife, and I chased my Uncle V throughout the entire projects with that knife. I thank God at this point that I did not catch him because he was fast. But I wanted to kill him. I don't ever recall seeing any type of movie where someone was stabbed with a knife. I don't know where that rage came from because I'd never been a rageful child up until that point. I had been angry because of what my maternal uncles taught my friend Ann and I to do with each other. But that rage just came from nowhere, and I wanted to kill my 14-year-old uncle slash brother, but I couldn't catch him. I finally got tired of chasing him and just went back in the house and put the knife back in the drawer. And later on, when my grandmother returned home from working her long hours, my paternal grandmother, I told her that Uncle V did it to me. She made me explain exactly what he did in detail, and I explained it to her while sitting in her lap and crying. And she looked at me, lifted my chin, and said, "Please don't tell anyone. And please don't tell your father."